It's another one of those long days in the IPL. We can't get enough of it. It was a delayed game at Mohali because of a floodlight failure at the start of the second innings. But it looks like it's going to be the Punjab Kings that will eventually emerge victorious. We still don't have a conclusion, and we have another delay there as we have some untimely weather. There was rain forecast and predicted for the afternoon in Mohali. That didn't happen, but it's come a bit later in the evening. Punjab Kings are ahead though in a game that was just about giving us some interest while Andre Russell was going, but with his dismissal, you think that deal is sealed. We look ahead to Lucknow against Delhi, which is the second game on the second day of IPL 2023 on ESPN Cricket for T20 timeout. Tom Moody still with me. Let's get to that Kolkata Punjab game in a bit. I think by another 10 minutes we should know if that game's done or not. But the Capitals have won the toss in what's going to be the first game ever at Lucknow, Tom, for the Super Giants. And they will bowl first. We can go straight to team news because that's the exciting part, isn't it? You still have your impact player views forming as we speak.
Yeah. I think everyone's got it forming, even the coaches, captains, whether it be the spectators or us here as pundits. So, you know, I think at the end of the day, it'll take time.
All right, let's go to some teams, shall we? We're all eager to see what the teams look like for these franchises at the start of a new IPL season. And let's go with our first playing 11. Now, Lucknow Super Giants are a team that are missing Quinton de Kock, who's on international duty. They got some quality there. Nicholas Pooran picked up for 16 crore at the auction. Will he bat at 5-4? Will Marcus Stoinis bat any higher? Kyle Mayers has been picked. So they have gone with their full complement of overseas. And Mark Wood is also going to make his LSG debut today. The bowling lineup that sees Wood, Avesh Khan, Jaydev Unadkat, Ravi Bishnoi, Krunal Pandya, and the option of Stoinis and Huda, along with Kyle Mayers, also an all-round seam bowling option. So that's a pretty good-looking Lucknow 11. And now what looks like a trend, if we can say, Tom, there is a Daniel Sams on that bench. So I guess this also includes the players that you can bring in as substitute fielders.
Yeah, I think that's clearly what the planning is making sure that if an overseas player, for whatever reason, has to leave the field, you've got you know, a quality overseas replacement to field in that position.
Kyle Mayers at the top of the order, fair replacement, you think, for a Quinton de Kock, who's a big miss?
Yeah, look, absolutely. He's a dangerous player, a left-hander as well, and he's also a player that likes to get on with it, so he'll try to take advantage of those power play overs. But you know, he's had moments of brilliance for both the West Indies and other franchise tournaments, so it's a good opportunity for him in the absence of de Kock.
All right, what was Delhi's strongest bowling 11, bowling first 11? We've got to start thinking like that now. This is Lucknow's strongest batting first 11, as the new rule still sets in and sinks in. Let's look at the Delhi team, shall we? And it's nice to see Mukesh Kumar getting a debut. He's picked up for good money at the auction, and they also had the experience of Ishant Sharma back. I was also curious, Tom, if they'll find room for someone like Manish Pandey, but we heard from the franchise that Sarfaraz Khan is going to be the wicketkeeper. David Warner, Riley Russo, Mitch Marsh and Rovman Powell are the four overseas. And we know Anrik Norke is still on international duty. I believe Mustafizur Rahman is also on international duty. So they are essentially relying on an all-Indian bowling attack.
Yeah, they were boxed in a corner leading into this match, knowing that they didn't have the internationals on the bowling front because of other situations. So they had another choice but to play their top four batters, and I tell you what, that's a pretty impressive top four, you know, batters, overseas batters on top of Prithvi Shaw and others in that lineup. So that's an extremely strong Delhi batting lineup, but their bowling will be tested.
You're happy with Marsh 3, Russo 4, Russo 3, Marsh 4, doesn't matter?
I think it'll matter to both of those players.
Yeah, they love that number 3.
Because they're both used to batting in that position. Marsh has taken time to earn the right for that position, so he'll be gutted if he's slipped down to 4, but he'll accept it. And it also can be a position of left-right-hander. It depends on who is the first wicket to fall. If it's Warner falls first, Rousseau will go in, so you've got another left-right-hand combination. And if it's Prithvi Shaw that, you know, falls, it'll be Marsh that goes in. So maybe it's going to be flexible.
How do you rate this Delhi all-Indian bowling lineup? We'll just bring up that team again. You've got Akshar Patel, You've got Kuldeep Yadav, so 2 quality left-arm spinners there. Khalil Ahmed and Chetan Sakaria, 2 left-arm seamers there. So 4 left-hand bowling options. Mukesh Kumar on debut. Mitch Marsh, I think, is in condition to bowl. Robin Powell can throw in an over or 2, but that's not usually an option you go to. But how do you rate that bowling line?
And you don't use the term thrown over in. But
I can use it for a bowler with a very clean action.
Yeah, look, it's a good bowling lineup. It's good to see Khalil fit because he's a genuine wicket taker. He's got a real bit of X factor about him. He's got some real quality with the new ball. He's got a nice change of pace at the back end of the innings as well. So I think that their side looks pretty well balanced, to be honest with you.
All right, this should make for a good game because it's a good-looking side. And Lucknow are one of the teams that are also considered to be strong here. Let's just get a quick look as well on. Let's get a quick chat in very shortly on the game that's just gone by. Assuming we don't get any more action in Mohali, it would be a win for the Punjab Kings, and that was expected. You think, Tom? KKR didn't look very threatening with the ball, and in all fairness, it didn't look like they were ahead of that game at any situation with bat.
Yeah, they were sort of at sea, weren't they? With the ball, they certainly had their troubles early on, and with the bat early on, they lost 3 wickets early. So it's nearly like it fell back into Andre Russell's hands. That suddenly, if Russell can do something special, we can pull ourselves out of this trouble and win the game. So there's certainly a few issues there on both the batting and the bowling side for KKR, but it's still early days. You know, it's the first game for them of the tournament, and I'm sure the dust will settle and they'll find a way.
What do you think they got terribly wrong today, though? It seemed like their tactics were a bit odd, playing only giving themselves only 5 bowling options. Where do you think they could have helped their cause a bit better?
Well, I think they could definitely help their causes with this impact rule. Just making some smart strategic calls with regards to what's the 11 you're going to start with, who you're going to leave out, and who you're going to shift in to take advantage of that situation. At the end of the day, you need players in form and players fit, and I think both of those areas are a concern. Yeah,
Punjab Kings though would be very satisfied with this win, given the marquee players that were not available.
Yeah, absolutely, and their attack is still impressive, even though they are missing some key figures and profile figures like Rabada, for instance. You throw Rabada into that bowling attack, it's pretty formidable. You also consider Livingston coming into that side as well. Brings a real X factor power hitter. Sukinder Raza got his opportunity because of the absence of Livingston, because of his I think it's hamstring that he's recovering from. But the Kings 11, they're certainly looking, or Punjab, I should say.
Yes.
I've still got that back in the back of my head from the old days. But they'll be quietly confident.
Yeah, it also is, I guess, quite satisfying from an auction dynamics point of view, where you went and got these 4 overseas players, out of which you needed almost 3 of them to be like-for-like backups. And they've all fired. Rajapaksa had a good day. Sikandar Raza had an impact. Not as much with bat, but with ball. And we can see a lot about Nathan Ellis that we like too in the IPL. Yeah,
Ellis is impressive. He's got the skills, hasn't he? He's got great change of pace. He's got a good Yorker, and he's deceptively quick. Not as an express quick, but like a Andre Nokia, but he's got some skiddy pace. So depth is important in your squad to win a campaign. You can win the odd game with a good team, but you need a good squad to win a championship.
All right, as we look ahead to a first 20 overs with the Lucknow Super Giants and their pretty impressive batting lineup, Tom, could you pick a score?
Oh gosh, I don't really know the pitch that well.
Yeah, it's a good surface.
Yeah, it's normally a good surface there, isn't it? So I think we're talking in the high.
I think it's a decent sized ground as well.
Yeah, well, a lot of running between the wickets then. I reckon 177.
177. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
Yourself?
like me to give you? Oh, okay,
Please?
I'll give you something since I'm on such a hot streak.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to say 175.
Okay, you're two behind.
We leave it there. All right, thank you very much to Tom Moody. Plenty more from him as we get a first taste of all these franchises in this year's IPL. Join us then on ESPN Cricket for T20 Timeout, and make sure you download the ESPN Cricket for mobile app. It's your favorite destination for the fastest live scores and all the updates from cricket around the world. So head over to the App Store, Play Store and get that app right away. We'll see you at the end of the Lucknow innings.